FCC, this is Richie here. Just want to walk you through a plan on how to create a Sunday worship service at FCC and how to schedule people for it and then send them an email. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to log in. This is my email and type in my password. Okay, hit go, and we are on our way in. So as you can see, the first thing you see is here we have a service type. Okay, this is a type of service, the Sunday worship service. This is a template that I created before we logged in this time. And so basically I told the Planning Center the time is 10:30 and there's a rehearsal at 9:30 and it ends at 12 and it happens every Sunday. So I made this service template. If in the future you have a Friday service, which is regular, you could create a Friday worship service and you can have a different kind of template. It begins at 8:30 p.m., ends at 12 p.m. You could have a totally different one. But for now, we have the Sunday worship service. And so within the Sunday worship service, we can add plans. For instance, you can plan for this Sunday's worship service. You can plan for next Sunday's worship service. You can plan for 6 weeks down the line, maybe even a whole year down the line. Currently, we have no specific plans. We have a service, but we don't have a plan for this week. As it says here, there are currently no upcoming plans for this ministry. So let's correct that. We want to make a plan for this Sunday. Okay? So this is you. You can imagine yourself doing this. If you're planning for worship next Sunday, you can create a new plan. Here we go. And it asks us for the template. And yes, we want to choose the Sunday worship template. And we want to plan only one plan for now. In the future, if you're the administrator, you could plan 10 plans down the line and schedule 10 weeks worth of people in there from the roster. But for now, we're just going to do one. Okay, so we click accept. So once you plan, here you are, and this is the plan for May 22nd, 2011. I'm going to set in a title here, First Peter Series, and plan title, I'll just call it the Worship Set. Click OK, click OK. Okay. So what will happen is you're actually going to add songs here, but we'll save that for another tutorial. Okay. On the side, you can see some important information. You can see that it's Sunday worship at 10:30 a.m. on May 22nd, and the rehearsal is listed there as well at 9:30 a.m. What you want to do now is schedule people in. That's what we're going to learn. So if you want to schedule people, you click Schedule a Person. Incredible. Here we go. It's loading. And so here you are. You can search for people whom you want to schedule by their name. So let's say the worship leader this week is Joyce. Joyce Clem. Type her name in. Lo and behold, she appears. Let's click her name. And now I have all these great options about where in the team, what role she's going to play this week. So under category, she's listed as vocals, which is correct. I could put her under audiovisual or the band, but she may not appreciate it. So I'll select vocals for her. And her position this week will be worship leader. If she was just singing on the backup, I could say worship team. But this week we'll say she's the worship leader. Good on you, Joyce. All right, so Joyce is replying to Richard Wu. In the future, whoever's in charge, they can change it. Like if you are Rainbow and you are setting this up, then they could reply to you. Or if you're Joyce yourself and you want everyone to reply to you, then you can click Joyce, okay? But for today, we'll click Richard Wu. Here's an option to prepare a notification. And what that means is that if you check this, check to prepare notifications, means that the Planning Center will prepare a notification for Joyce, which it will email to her later. And the notification will say something like, "Hi Joyce, this is your notification that you've been scheduled for the 22nd of May to be a worship leader. Can you do it or can you not?" And she can respond from there saying accept or decline. So that's what it means to prepare a notification. And yes, that is something I want to do. Okay. here it shows what she's scheduled for, Sunday worship and Sunday rehearsal. And at the very top, it shows her current status. Right now it's unconfirmed because she hasn't confirmed to me. If I had talked to her personally and she had told me she could or she couldn't do it, I could manually set this as being confirmed or as being declined. So I could actually choose it, but for now it's unconfirmed. I'd prefer that she chooses that. And so now I click accept. And if you look to your, I'm going to close this first. If you look to your left, lo and behold, Joyce is under the people, the scheduled people category, listed under vocals as the worship leader. There's a little envelope next to her name, which is a sign that a notification has been prepared for her. It hasn't been sent yet. If I want to send it, then I would click send, or I would click email these people to send multiple notifications to everyone at the same time. But that hasn't happened yet. Okay, time to continue scheduling more people. So let's say we have Joyce as a worship leader. And the second thing we need is a band leader. A band leader is a strong musician who the worship leader can support the worship leader while they sing. So for this week's band leader, let's say we have Eugene Buttrill. So I'm going to type in Eugene. He plays acoustic guitar. Eugene. There we go. We're adding Eugene to the mix again. Put him in the band category. Set him as the acoustic guitarist. Applies to Richard Wu. Alright, everything's the same. Click accept. There's Eugene. Eugene's been added on the left. You can see over here in the dim part. Now I'd like a pianist. So let's say I'd like a pianist, but I don't know who all the pianists are. In that case, I can actually search by positions because I've organized everyone to be under different positions. So Allison is under a piano. So if I click positions, then I can choose here what position I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a pianist, looking for a band under piano, select that. And if I apply this filter, it will filter out everyone else except for pianists. So here we have our two pianists on the team. Allison. I'm going to select Allison. There we go. And Allison has been selected not by her name, but by her role, by her position as a pianist. So there it is. Band, piano, applies to Richard Wu. Yes, I want to notify her. Click accept, and Allison is added. I'm going to speed through the rest. Okay, say I want drums. Then I will click for drums. Say I want a drummer. Apply the filter. Stefan Nagam is our current drummer. Select his name. And here we have, I'm going to add him, accept. And if I have a drums, that means I need a bassist. And Richard Wu plays some pretty good bass. Well, we'll go by positions. Well, I'll show you the name way again. Richard Wu. I'll just say Richard. Okay, let's go Richard Wu. And here he's listed as worship leader, but not this time. We're going to make him play bass guitar. Okay. Accept. Finally, we need some background vocalists, don't we? So Joyce, I'll put Nadine with Joyce because they sing well. We'll go by the positions. Position, let's go to vocals. There's worship leader and there's worship team. So we're looking for people on the worship team. Click apply filter. Don't forget to do that, else it won't matter. Okay, so these are all our worship. These are all our vocalists. Allison, Christine. So I'm looking for. I'll go for. Let me see. I was gonna pick Nadine, but I think I listed her as a worship leader instead. So I'll pick. Let's say we have Auntie Loke. Auntie Loke. I will list as she's not audiovisual, she's vocals. And her position, if I click here, I'm going to make her on the worship team. Okay, accept. So I just added the first vocalist, the second vocalist. I think I will add my mom because she loves singing with Auntie Lo. Loco and Elizabeth are inseparable. So I'm just going to type Elizabeth, if I can type. Select her. And there she is. Vocals, worship team, that's correct. Applies to Richard. Accept. Okay, so I think I've built a sufficient team now. If you look over here on your left, you'll see there's an acoustic guitarist. That's Eugene. Bass guitarist is Richard. Drums is Stefan. Piano is Allison. Worship leader is Joyce. And this is under the vocals category now. Worship leader is Joyce, and the worship team is Elizabeth and Auntie Loke are on the backup singers. Notice it's separated, but it's categorized under vocals and under the band over here. Okay. So now, let's say I want to email them all. Then I'll just click email these people. And it gives me some different categories by which I can, some different choices by which I can email people. I can choose who to send it to. So I can send emails to people for whom I asked to prepare a notification for them, or I can email it to all the scheduled people, whether or not I asked to prepare a notification for them. I'll select that for now. I can send it to people who have an unconfirmed status or a confirmed status, or even those who have declined, but that's pretty useless. So I'll send it to these two categories, confirmed and unconfirmed. And I can send it to either the band or the vocals. I can send it to both, or just to one of them, or to none of them. Right, and when I'm done, I can click accept. And so when I click accept, it shows me all the people who I am emailing this to, and this is my team. It shows me the subject title. It tells me I'm about to email the 7 people who I've currently selected. I can delete people off of this list if I want to. And then here's the email. This is the default template. It says hi first name, and it will put their first name in. It says you've been scheduled for the following dates, and it will give them the option. So if I click accept here, then it will send email. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to confuse all these wonderful people. So that's the end of how to create a plan and then schedule people for a particular Sunday for your plan. All right, hope that was helpful. See you next time to learn about songs, how to add songs.